channel. I'm Giselle. And I'm Leslie. And for today's video, we're doing a story time about how we found out I was pregnant.
So for the people that don't know, my sister is pregnant. She is
18 weeks and 2 days.
So that is
I don't know if it's 4.5 months or 5 months.
But she's around there.
Yes, well,
so we're gonna start off the story time on telling you guys how we found out,
beginning to the very now.
Well, not
so
it,
yeah,
but you know,
you guys are probably all confused, but it'll all make sense throughout the video. So how we found out, or how we found out basically, was we were actually on the trip to Mexico when I found out. So I'm gonna just start to wherever I can remember. So it started when I woke up one day. It was like at 6 in the morning.
We're in Mexico, by the way.
Yeah. So I had like really bad cramps, like really bad. I could not like lift myself like upward. I could just like lay down, and that's the only way I would like feel better. And they took me to the hospital there, and I thought it was my appendix because most of you know that my appendix had bursted a year ago and it got infected and stuff. So I thought it was that, and I was like why? Like, we're on a trip.
And if you guys are wondering, she never actually got surgery for her appendix. She just took antibiotics. So this is why she freaked out and thought it was it again.
Because they said the antibiotics kind of like made it disappear. Yeah. So they said it can either come back or it can never come back. So we're kind of like tripping. We don't know.
We're tripping.
So that's why I was tripping, because I was like, oh shit, like I'm in the middle of my trip. Like, why? So they took me to the hospital. He checked my stomach area where I had the pain, and then he was just like, when was your last period? And I was like, oh, like March so and so. And then he didn't really take a test or anything like
he didn't really pay attention to it. And
he was just worried about the pain, right?
Yeah. So when we left to Mexico, it was in April, right? Towards the end of March, beginning of April that we left.
I usually get my period like around the 20th like week of each month, and I was like, why the hell haven't I gotten it? But I didn't really think too much of it, right? So anyways, back to Mexico. So he checked me, right? He only asked it when was my last period. I told him, and then he was just more concerned about my pain, and he was like, oh, because this happened to Michaela too, but
because they got sick. I was the only person that didn't get sick. And you know how it is when you travel, like you travel to a different place that you haven't been to in a while, you haven't been to at all.
You're not used to the climate,
the
food and everything. So that's what happened. That only happened to me for one day. Michaela was sick for like 3 days.
Yeah.
So we're just like in pain out there, right? So after we got all better and stuff, and I was still in like the sick. I had a lot of nausea, and like I didn't know why. And I thought it was still because of the you know, my pain, right? So yeah, I wasn't thinking too much of it until this one day we went to go swimming, and I smelled pizza in the air, and I went to go throw it up, and I was like, what the hell is the matter with me? And then we also went to a different restaurant, and then I just ate so much food that I thought it was that, because I ate like
fish,
a lot.
And then you ate like ceviche,
rice, ceviche, like little like platters they had of like, they just bring it to you, right? So I was eating a lot. So after I ate the fish, I threw up, and I was like, why do I keep throwing food up? And then I tried a Gatorade in the morning. I threw that up, and I was like, what the hell is going on? So
the only thing that she could keep down was fruit.
Yeah,
just
like mangoes and like stuff like that. So this one day my tia was just like, oh, you're pregnant. And I was like, no, I'm not. Like, I seriously did not know. I was just like, there's no fucking way I could be, sorry for my language, there's no way I could be pregnant. So I wasn't really thinking too much of it. So I was like, no, there's no way. Like, she's crazy. She doesn't know what she's talking about. This one day she was like, okay, we're gonna go get a test, right? And I was like, okay.
The entire way that we're on our way to go get her pregnancy test, she was like, why am I doing this? Like, there's no reason to. Like, I'm not pregnant. There's no fucking way.
So yeah, we're walking to her apartment, and then I had the test in my purse, and I was just like, this is so stupid, because I know damn well I'm not pregnant. And then we go, she tells me how to take it, and I was like, okay. So I went to a restroom, and then I took it. So the entire time I was waiting for the result, I was just like it's gonna say negative. So she was like kind of on my ass about it. She wanted to like be the first one to see it, and I was like, no, like I don't want to see it. And it said, oh my god, that was weird. It said embarazada, like I was pregnant, and I was like, all I could do was stare at the test. I didn't know what to think. I didn't know what to feel. It was just,
at the time, my friend and I, Michaela, and I were in her living room. We were just on our phones. We were just like, okay,
because they knew I was gonna take it. But yeah, they were just waiting.
But we were just like, there's no way. So like, who cares? Like, there's no hype or anything about it. Like,
so like I was in the bathroom with my dad, and then I couldn't do nothing but cry. I cried so bad, and like the entire night I cried because I was like, holy shit, like what am I gonna do?
She thought about my parents.
How am I gonna tell my parents and all that? So I was just tripping. And so I walk outside, act like nothing happened, and I was just minding my own business. And then I go, because she has a balcony. So I walk outside the balcony, I was just like looking, and then here comes Leslie, and then Dylan was like.
So I followed her out, and I could tell just by how she sat down and how serious she was. I was like, oh fuck. So I go up to her and I just stare at her in the face, and she looks up at me and she's like, I'm pregnant, and she just starts crying, and I couldn't do or say anything but just hold her. So I'm holding her and I'm like, don't worry, everything's gonna be fine. I'm here with you, like you're not alone. Everything is gonna be fine.
Keep in mind, she was really mad at me.
I was pissed as fuck.
Like, first off,
I'm gonna say this. Okay. I'm gonna say this. I was mad at the fact that she had basically, I was thinking about myself. I was being selfish. I was thinking about our future. We had so many plans on doing so much stuff together, like getting an apartment together, living together, moving out together,
owning our own salon
together. Everything was together, and I basically thought she ruined it. Just ruined it. But I started to ease up after that same day because I thought about her. I was like, okay,
she actually snapped out of it really quick.
Yeah, I did. I was like, why am I being so selfish? Like, I shouldn't be thinking like this. I should just be there for her. She needs all the support that she can have, especially right now that my parents have no idea
what's going on.
I was like,
keep in mind, my parents are very, very strict. Like, not very strict, like, oh, you can't get out of the house like after 10. Like, no, they let us have our freedom. But they're the type that, hey, like,
take care of yourself,
then
yeah, that's on you. That's on you.
Like, it's more like a disappointment for them.
So basically, throughout the rest of our trip, I'm on my sister's ass. I'm like, take your vitamins, you eat. I'm like constantly being like, how are you feeling? Do you need anything? Do you want me to go to the store and buy you something? I'm basically taking care of her.
And I was just feeling so miserable the rest of the trip in Mexico.
So
I was throwing up a lot and all this other stuff, and I was just horrible. I was nauseous all the time.
So, and especially with the heat, it was horrible. It was terrible. It was just terrible.
It was just a terrible place to be pregnant.
Yeah, it was horrible timing. Yeah. Well, just I'm gonna throw this in there real quick. How I found out, like how I like automatically thought like, oh shit, she is pregnant, was when she smelled the pizza in there. We were like, she was like. Because she like had a face on.
Before that, I was already nauseous. Like, I wasn't feeling well.
She had like a face on, and she runs to the bathroom. She just throws up, and that's when I was like, okay, it's something. Mm-hmm. And I knew she was pregnant, but I just didn't want to believe it. Like,
yeah, me
who
too.
wants to believe that their little sister's pregnant?
Meanwhile, I was telling Diego. Well, Diego knew I was sick,
but she lied to him.
I lied to him because I knew. Okay, so I knew this was. Sorry, I'm a little.
No, it's fine. I'm gonna still like that too.
So I knew Diego was gonna be thrilled with the news, so I kept it a secret from him, kinda. I lied to him one morning, and I told him I got my period, and he was just like, oh, like, you know,
that's good,
kind of relief. But anyways, so that happened, and then I'll insert the clip, how I told him, just so you guys can see what's in the box. It was little white knitted shoes. It had a pacifier,
a little hat,
and a little hat. So that was all I could fit in the box, right? And then I'll insert the clip now.
Now open it.
What is it?
Just open it and you'll see it. No.
Has to like come out this way?
Yes, now open it.
What is it? What?
Wrong way.
Are you serious right now? Babe, are you serious?
I'm dead ass.
Baby.
So yeah, that was his reaction. He kind of teared up. He didn't really cry, but he was very excited, and we were just like, because right when I got home, he came to see me, like to make sure I was okay. And then yeah, that's how I told him. So how I told my parents, I was just like, Mom, Dad, I took it off. I was like, Mom, Dad, I need to tell you guys something very important, like all jokes aside. And my dad was like, what's wrong? I was like, I started crying, and I was like, I'm pregnant. And then my mom looked at me and she cried, and then my dad, he was like, huh? And I was like, I'm pregnant. And then he was like, how are you about to tell me that? And I was like, all I did was cry, and I couldn't say much.
Because she was crying.
I could have, but I just didn't know what to say. Like, yeah, I wasn't careful. It happened by accident, and I got pregnant. And then he got really mad, like really mad. He started saying some really fucked up shit to me, like things I would never thought he would tell me. He was just saying like, I thought you were more intelligent. Like, I never expected this from you.
Just point blank, my dad was pissed.
Yeah, and he was.
My mom, she was just more emotional.
Yeah, and she was just crying. And then she was looking at my dad, and then my dad saw how calm my mom was, so he calmed down, and he was just like, well, he's like, so what's your plan? And I was like, my plan is to finish school, and then, you know,
like we
move
said before, my sister and Diego had plans to be married way before they even found out that my sister was pregnant. Yeah. So this was not the reason why they are getting pregnant. Married. This is just know that this wasn't planned, and they already had plans to get married before.
So yeah,
whether she is pregnant, whether she was gonna be pregnant in this moment of time, they would have gotten married anyways.
Yeah. And that fast too. So, yeah. Just in case you guys are confused. But
and there's nothing wrong with that.
And then Diego started talking at this point. He was just like, our plan was still gonna get married, and you guys know that. And his parents knew that. So we were like, our plan is still gonna get married, but we gotta do it ASAP now because she's pregnant. And then my dad was like, okay, well, you know, whatever happens for a reason, and I can't do anything about it but to support you guys. And we were just like, you know, thank you and stuff like that. So yeah, that's how my parents found out. Well, that same night we went to go talk to Diego's parents. You know, they were really excited. So
not much to say about them. They were just happy.
Didn't really say a lot, but they were really happy. And then yeah, and then the next day I told my brother,
and he was pretty shocked, but he was supportive more than anything.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what happened. And now the plan goes getting married in August. So that's next month. Literally this Friday is going to be 2 weeks before the wedding. So we're really excited. Obviously Leslie's my maid of honor and we're gonna be vlogging that as well. Yeah, I already found out the sex of the baby, and here's a clip.
I mean, she doesn't know.
Oh yeah, I don't know, neither does Diego. Nobody knows but my sister, because the plan is we're doing the gender reveal at her wedding, which is really exciting because you don't really see gender reveals at weddings.
I am gonna have some help. My mom, she doesn't know the sex of the baby.
She was going to know,
but I feel like she'd be too excited to find out what it is, and then she'd probably like spill it. But my mom is gonna be helping me out with the gender reveal, so I'm not alone in that. But I am the only one who knows the sex of the baby, so it'll be pretty exciting, and you guys are gonna be a part of that reveal,
because my sister's gonna, well, that day we're obviously gonna be busy, so
I'm gonna try to do my best, and
we're gonna do our best to vlog and
keep you guys updated and stuff.
See all of that fun stuff. So that's gonna be really awesome.
So that's another thing. She's due in December. She's due December 21st. I didn't want to be wrong. But yeah, there's a little update on her life. And I'm just cruising. Yeah. I'm just, you guys can obviously like kind of hint off that I'm pretty excited. I can't wait for her wedding. It's gonna be the funnest thing ever. Well, I'm about to start crying. I couldn't be any more happier for my sister and my future niece or nephew. And I'm really happy that she's with someone that makes her happy, and yeah, just really supportive people around us. Just everything's just positive at the moment. But yeah, I guess that wraps up this story time. Thanks for watching.
That's the end of the story time.
We hope you guys enjoyed.
Sorry if it was too long or too short. As always, thank you
for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.